Welcome back, everybody. More of the greatest show on earth. So here we've got the secret level select screen. You didn't think I knew about this, did you? But I'm an old pro. I've done my homework. One could say I'm a pro till Mario. Anyway, yeah, we already saw that cutscene. Get that nasty shit out of here. Get out of here. So the gimmick of this one is, there's sliding floors now. The physics in this game already resembled something that was reminiscent of a bad Flash game, and, well, now they're even worse. So, there's gonna be many missteps along the way as I slowly relearn what the timings are supposed to be. The last 3 worlds helped build the muscle memory for how to, time your jumps, and now that's all out the window. Now we gotta relearn everything. It's like that movie with Harrison Ford where he suffers a traumatic brain injury and he has to relearn how to do basic things like feed himself with a spoon and all that. That's a pretty approximate summation of what playing Hotel Mario feels like. A traumatic brain injury that just renders you unable to do anything. You gotta relearn it from the start. Come on now, do it again! So the gimmick of this level, aside from the sliding floors of course, is that the lights turn on and off. And you may be thinking, wasn't that already the gimmick of the last level? And you would be correct, but we're just gonna do it again apparently. Come on now, do it again! And speaking of lighting in games, here's an interesting factoid for you to chew on. Did you know, in Rugrats Search for Reptar for PS1, they had a nighttime themed level, but the lowly PS1 didn't have a lighting engine of any kind that could be used, and so to create the illusion of nighttime, they recolored all of the textures dark blue instead. Yes indeed, all the creative tricks developers would use. I would imagine that was very strenuous to do, just to take the dark blue the spray paint tool in Microsoft Paint and just take your mouse and just go just over and over again. God, my wrist is so strained from coloring in all these walls. Why are there so many walls in the Rugrats house? And then his boss is gonna be looking over at him coloring in all the walls and he's gonna say, come on now, do it again. I hate to ruin the movie magic, but have you figured out that I've just been copying and pasting in the audio every single time?
Come on now, do it again!
Yes, I've figured out the formula for entertaining Let's Play commentary, you see. Just take something that's not especially funny and say it 50 times and you can force it to be funny. I'm sure you're just laughing your ass off over there. So, did you fine lovely people watch the Nintendo Direct last week? All the exciting new ways you can give the billion-dollar corporation even more of your money. Buy things you already own. I look at the Galaxy thing that they're doing, and I'm pretty much in the same boat I was in. When they did 3D All-Stars 5 years ago, it's like I already own all of these games, why would I buy them again? There was some YouTuber out there, I think it was Ant Dude actually. He was saying, oh yeah, I already bought this game 10 years ago, but I'm gonna buy it a second time for support. It's like, shut the fuck up, you moron. I hate that phrase so much, buy it for support. You're buying things you don't even want, but you're buying it on the principle that you just want to give the corporation even more money. The corporation that has billions of dollars, mind you. I'm a consumer whore. And how? Try to imagine what it would be like to be Ant Dude in that situation. Imagine he trots on down to his local game store and he sees the copy of Super Mario Galaxy sitting on the shelf. Slowly slipping into my African voice, and he sees the copy of Super Mario Galaxy sitting on the shelf. But, he sees the copy of Super Mario Galaxy sitting on the shelf, and he thinks to himself, wow, should I really buy this game when I already own this at home? Am I really gonna buy this again? And then the store employee comes out to him and taps him on the shoulder from behind, and the store employee says, come on now, do it again. Just had to squeeze it in there one last time. Do it again, I love repetition. Anyway, so here's a fun detail with this level. Have you noticed that there's reverb whenever Mario jumps? Yeah, how about that? They're trying to recreate the experience of being in a cave. And to be honest, this game was probably developed in a cave, so that's perfectly accurate. Where do you think the CDI ranks, hardware power-wise versus other contemporary game systems of the day? I mean, visually, it looks like it's about as powerful as a SNES, but as we've seen, the enemies don't really have the physics that they would have in a SNES game, or even an NES game for that matter. The shells do not slide around. I mean, I've mentioned previously that it's not even really meant to play games at all, so I don't really know if it even does any good to have this conversation, but it's certainly something to think about. Maybe the developers just didn't understand how to use it. Maybe secretly it could do like 4K whatever. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun to deal with. You see that shit I had to do just then? Oh my goodness. Just when you thought you had seen the worst of it. Do you think there's some poor guy out there who, when he was a kid, the Philips CDI was the only system that he owned? And he assumed it was good just because he didn't have anything to compare it to? Oh, that poor, poor kid. Poor Frankie. Anyone who lived in those circumstances would probably grow up to be like a serial killer or something. Perfectly normal guy on the exterior, and then one day somebody finds a severed leg in his freezer. Heavens to Betsy, a serial killer. It was always a novelty Halloween costume you'd see at parties every now and again. Someone would say, I'm a serial killer, and they'd have like little cereal boxes like taped to like a felt thing on their clothes, and the cereal boxes would have little knives stuck in the boxes, puncturing them. Get it? It's a play on words, viewer. Cereal.
I like cereal.
Now, speaking of Halloween costumes, when I was in middle school there, I had a cool idea once. I was gonna be like a mafia guy, mob boss type thing. And everybody hated it. Every single person I talked to just gave me funny looks and confusion. Even the priest hated it. It's like, what the hell do you know, Pops? The closest thing you have to a job is to just wear a green robe and direct people to sing goofy songs and form a single file line and eat stale bread. You are in no position to judge what is and is not a good Halloween costume. I specifically went with the green robe in my example, even though the color of the robe changes throughout the year. Because the green robe is the most commonly worn one, because the green robe is worn during the season of ordinary time. Yes, indeed, this is an educational channel. Yeah, educational Let's Plays, a bold new frontier in content creation. More channels should do that. Oh, look at that. I guess we could have just gotten them that way. Yeah, we're gonna figure this out together, viewer. There was a much easier way of dispatching that enemy the whole time. Anyway, more Let's Plays should branch into educational content. Northern Lion he could teach people how to make papoose, and Chugga Conroy can teach us about maybe like geology or something. Just like how there used to be a mandate how cartoons had to be educational, and Animaniacs had the wheel of morality where they just cram it in on the end of the episode, some lesson that wasn't actually in the episode until that point. Very sarcastic way of handling that regulation. Educational Let's Plays, the new frontier. Jerry, I guess in some way we're already teaching people how to play the game. Surely that counts for something. So, new to this level, we've got Monty Mole, by the way. He stumbles back and forth and occasionally crashes into walls, as one does. You guys ever play Mole Mania for the original Game Boy? That was another game featuring moles with sunglasses on them. That's how they do dermatology in third world countries. They just put sunglasses over your moles. Anyway, yeah, I had Mole Mania for the 3DS Virtual Console in high school, and I was telling somebody about it, saying, I've got Mole Mania for the original Game Boy. And he just gave me this look like, you are the biggest I have ever met.